starting the recording. If you lead us in this time so I can let my voice recover from being a 50-foot tall robotic truck.
Maybe I should come in as Cleveland Brown. Alright, sweet.
Caress Plateau.
Alright, guys. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Pool, alongside my good buddy Senex. Senex, how are you doing?
My throat is getting a little sore, I have to admit. I think this is probably the 7th game or so that we have cast together, and right now you can see in the chat that apparently I have a pretty good Optimus Prime voice, and so I'm now obligated at some point to do an entire cast. Hopefully it will be like a 6-pull or something, so that I don't have horrible bloody chunks of my throat getting coughed up at the end of it.
You know what? I think you should introduce our players in Optimus Prime. I think that our viewers deserve that. What do you think?
I'll do my best to
Alright.
hope that laughing too much doesn't end up screwing the thing. Alrighty, let me just get the... oh, I'm super quiet again? What?
I'll fix you up.
Okay.
I'll turn you up, I promise.
Alright. Me being Optimus Prime who's super quiet would not be the best thing.
It just doesn't work together.
Alright.
So if you could...
So, in the left corner, we have VT Yosho, the Terran player from the planet Earth. But on the right, we have the player Omni, the yellow, that's a weird word to say as often, the yellow Protoss player from Ire.
Alright, sweet guys. And if you guys are wondering what we're doing, this is actually a Game 2 rematch between these two players. They just played another game which was 6 minerals and actually 2 gases. Now this one is going to be 6 minerals and 1 gas, so we are kind of testing the I don't know what to call this, like what would you call this, just a reduced mineral base game?
The official term is Furby, for fewer
Furby.
resources per base.
Okay.
That has been being more commonly used.
Okay, sweet. So I'll start saying that from now on.
There is no Area 51,
Yeah.
according to Yosho. However, as the supermarket tabloids insist, I think that there is an area. Because, I mean, when I read about Batboy, I know this is a legitimate news source.
You're still quiet, man. You gotta figure out... Well, you know what happens is sometimes Skype messes with the audio levels when you get into games, and it's just real weird, so I'll just have to turn you up some more.
Alrighty. So right now we do have the very, very fast expansion from our Protoss player. In fact, I believe that was a Nexus first, and we just now have the first gateway on the way. He's taking a very quick gas, sending out a lot of
Oh my
probes.
God.
Why is he walling in against the...
Why would you wall in
Okay.
when an SCV can just click the mineral?
I know, yeah. There's the mineral walkability, which is much like the Magic the Gathering plains walking, forest walking, other things like that. If you have any minerals in your base, you can attack your opponent. They cannot defend against it. So he's just able to slip right in.
Wow. Alright, anyway, so we do see Yosho moving out here with some Marines, and actually I think he might be doing a bunker rush, and it's going to be pretty effective. It's going to be hard to hold off a bunker rush. Winzella is on its way though, and along with some probes he may be able to hold it off, but you know, depending on the micro of our Terran player, he may or may not be able to pull this off successfully.
Yeah, that one probe was sent out at just the perfect time. He saw that there was an SCV being brought along with this attack, and wow, look at that! It's the
select bunker rush, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the one that really punishes your opponent for having melee units, and so it's usually used against Zerg. However, it's probably going to be very, very effective against the Protoss right here. There's really nothing that he can do to get his units attacking the Marines in back or the Marines in the bunkers, which is what he wants to be killing. And we just now have the first sentry being... Yeah, Houston, we have a problem.
It's going to be really difficult for Protoss to deal with this. He's going to have to get... He might... Oh, I can't hear Senex at all.
What?
Man, I'm gonna have to restart the stream after this, I think.
Oh,
we'll
that's
just
too
keep
bad.
passing and I'll fix that real quick.
Okie dokie. We do see that the Nexus is in range of this bunker, so it's already getting blown away almost at 0 shields right now. He's going to be starting to take hull damage in just a moment. And in the game before this, we saw that the Protoss player Yosho, I'm sorry, the Terran player Yosho went for some very, very aggressive 3 racks play and was able to kill a Nexus. However, However, he is in even better position right now because he has his own expansion ready to go. All that this took was the single racks constantly producing Marines. So there is this one probe that managed to get into the mineral line and I think snag one SCV kill. We can actually look at the workers killed. Wow, there's actually several workers killed by him, so maybe he was able to pick away at that a little more. No, he managed to break that contain, and now that Yosho has gotten his advantage, he is pulling back, though. I don't know why he's leaving that, though. Oh, no, that actually might be incredibly smart. Let me just check Omni's view. Omni doesn't know that the contain has been canceled. This is brilliant play by our Terran player. He's completely mind-gaming his opponent, and right now, Omni isn't even trying to expand. He's going for one base Colossus, which is a really risky way to try to deal with being contained. So he does send out the one zealot now and realize, oh man, I've been totally duped. When was this actually canceled? And the salvage just goes off very easily, getting the 75 minerals back. We do have a warp prism out on the field. Let's move around. So real quick, am I fixed yet? Can I...
I'm not sure here. Just keep going. I might have to... yeah, just keep going. Yeah.
Okie dokie. We do have the warp prism out, and he's moving a probe across the map. So it looks like he's probably going to be taking this very sneaky expansion. You can see that's exactly where it's rallied. This one zealot does move out to seize control of the center watchtower. And there was some Dark Templar play that was a very effective in the last game, getting something like probably 20 or 25 worker kills over the course of the game, which I, being the professional caster that I am, managed to totally miss. I didn't show you guys any of that, so you just have to take my word for it that it happened, even after watching that last cast. So it looks like I sound good again, so please give me a break. I need a drink.
Yeah.
Save me, save me.
So I've kind of been watching / not watching. It does look like we have that warp prism, like you were saying, in the Colossus. So maybe doing a warp prism drop. Not sure, but in all honesty, what damage is that gonna do against this Terran army? I mean, he's got so many Marines. He's only got one Marauder right now, but oh wow, he's not even making more Marauders. So well, it should be enough to deal with the Colossus if he does.
Yeah, particularly because there is no Colossus range, I do not believe. Yeah, he's instead going for the Warp Prism speed. This reminds me a whole lot of a Reaver drop from StarCraft Brood War, and it's generally just too dangerous to do in ordinary games of StarCraft 2 because it's so easy to get a whole bunch of money for the turrets, though we do see he can still afford them, but forcing him to build 2 turrets for this harassment is a much bigger deal when you have 25% less minerals per base.
Yeah, most definitely he's done 200 minerals worth of indirect damage, and in all honesty, he doesn't even really need to go and attack. If he wanted to just use that Colossus for later on, he could do that. Now he needs to be careful here. He might actually lose this Colossus inside of that Warp Prism with the turret. Oh my god, he lost that Colossus.
Yeah, I don't know if there was a lag spike or something, because Omni's saying, what the fuck, and yeah, he right-clicked the rack, so maybe a little bit of mouse problems, or just letting the nerves of this very important second game in our series get to him. I do have to say, it's really funny that missile turrets are almost like photon cannons, or things like that can attack all of the units involved in a Colossus harass.
Yeah, most definitely. So that was super unfortunate. I was actually glad to see a turret take out some Colossus there for once. It's just given me so much hell. Oh well.
Yeah, it is a very uncommon thing, and we can see the worker count hugely in favor of our Terran player, just the overall supply count. And honestly, I don't want to end up calling the Super Bowl too early, but I do think that it's going to be really difficult for Omni to end up coming back from this with 4 Zealots, 2 Sentries versus 27 Marines.
Yeah. Now, the one way that he can come back into this game would be if he manages to get that third base down there at the bottom of the map well saturated and gets a decent army, takes Terran by surprise. But as Terran is a Terran player, he is going to be aggressive, and he's not going to sit back and let a Protoss get back into the game.
Oh man, if he had just a little while longer to let that base get up, because one of the features and potential flaws, the exact balance of it isn't exactly certain yet, of having just one rich Vespene geyser, is that you only need 3 workers overall, and there's already, to mine from it at full efficiency, and there's already 1 probe right there. So if this Nexus could get just 2 workers out, it'd get a full base worth of additional gas, and right now the Protoss player, in order to take advantage of that, is going for the High Templar tech.